Programming regularly scheduled at this time will not be seen, so that we may bring you this special announcement.
Hello, I'm Dagny Holqueen, and this is an E! Entertainment Television special report. America's most popular radio personality, Howard Stern, is about to hold a press conference at the Plaza Hotel in New York City. He will be joined by Lee Masters, President and Chief Executive Officer of E! Entertainment Television. E! is presenting live coverage of this press announcement because we want you to hear first about an exciting addition to the programming lineup here at E! Let's take you now to New York City.
Hello. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for attending our press conference today, this afternoon. I'm Lee Masters. I'm the President and CEO of E! Entertainment Television. And as you know, as most of you know or have figured out by now, we're here to announce our signing of Howard Stern to do a weekly half-hour one-on-one celebrity interview show. Howard right now is without a doubt the hottest radio personality in the country, probably the hottest radio personality that the country has seen in the last 25 years. We're very excited about bringing him to E! Entertainment Television. Our head of programming will make a few comments about Howard, and then we'll turn things over to Howard and be available for any questions that you might have. Our Senior Vice President of Programming at E! Entertainment Television, Fran Shea.
I just want to say a few months ago, Lee and I had a meeting with the very famous and important super agent Don Buchwald. And it was my mission at the time to bring the most interesting and entertaining personality and the best celebrity interviewer to E! And I'm pleased to announce that the meeting went well and the subsequent discussions went well, and I can tell you that on November 27th, the Howard Stern interview will premiere. It's actually a very simple show. It's a one-on-one interview. It is a half hour. It will feature celebrities, entertainers from a very broad range of areas, from movies to television and music and sports. It's actually a very predictable show in every way but one, and that is that it will be hosted by the most interesting and entertaining personality working today, and I think the best celebrity interviewer, ladies and gentlemen, Howard Stern.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to E! Whatever channel this is. E! is desperate. I am convinced of that. That is the reason that I am here today. I'm here to save E! E! is in a lot of trouble. I don't think anybody knows where the E! channel is. I was talking to my father. I called him last night to tell him I signed the deal with the E! He says, E! what? I said, the E! network. What, E! network what? I don't get that network. What channel is that? I said, that's Channel 30. It's Channel 30. I get Oyster Bay High School football games on Channel 30. So nobody's really clear on what the hell the E! network is, but I'm here. I'm happy to be a part of it. I think a one-on-one interview show is a great idea. You've met Fran. Did you meet Lee? Those are the two people that will probably be fired if anything should go wrong with this television show. I was up there with Fran and Lee for a half hour. They actually indoctrinated me on what I was supposed to say. And I'll tell you something, I forgot everything I'm supposed to say. I think the show is Friday night somewhere around 10 o'clock. Is that right, 10 o'clock? And I'm not supposed to call it the E! network. I'm supposed to call it E! And those are the only two things I remember. That's what I'm supposed to tell you. But it's going to be an exciting program, and I'm looking forward to it. And if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
In the past, Howard, although you have a very highly rated radio show, you've had difficulty getting mainstream celebrities on your program. Do you think that you're going to have any trouble here with E! Entertainment? Is it going to be a different type of show?
Jill, how do I know? For goodness sakes, no, that is not exactly the truth, Jill. As you know, on our radio show, we have had the following celebrities. Among them, Elton John, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. Who else have we had? Well, those are three pretty big names. Okay, Joe Rivers. So I mean, you name it, we've had it. Okay, I don't say that this show would be for every celebrity, but I certainly think that a lot of celebrities will do this because, quite frankly, I think celebrities are looking bad on television lately. When they do the same interview on every program, I got to tell you something. These shows are one after another. They're very dull. They're very boring. I think the opportunity to come on and have some fun, I have never had a guest leave my show unhappy. All right, that's a lie. Richard Harris wasn't thrilled. But who cares? He's old. Go ahead. Will the E show be racier than my radio show?
Since it's on cable, you can do a little bit more.
You think I can do more on cable? Well, Lee just told me I'm not doing anything on cable. After this press conference, I'm off. No, I believe that the show will be wild and fun, and it will be in the same spirit that I do all of my programs. You know, I am the king of all media. I am proving that by spreading my show around the country, my radio program. On television, you know I had a TV show before this. Despite what many of you printed, I walked away from that TV show. I had a 31 share most evenings in New York, and it was rated very high. Now I am bringing that rating and that audience to the E channel. And as far as my film deal goes, we are still developing 2 pictures with New Line Cinema.
One more question.
Yeah.
I know of your distaste for Ed McMahon, and I'm wondering if you'll have a sidekick for your show.
I will have no sidekick. It is a one-on-one interview. It'll be me and whoever the hell else is sitting there. And quite frankly, the way I talk, most people end up interviewing me. You got a question back there, and then I'll go to George. Hey, I'm like the president up here. And by the way, my suit is by Henri Duarte. Mr. Henri. I was on the phone with Henri, and I complained about this sweater. I said, I don't see me as a sweater kind of guy, but he told me he was cashmere. I said, okay, I'll go for it. You got an accent?
Study John.
Study John?
Study John, your radio show.
Let me take a good look at you. I can't see you.
Study John.
Study John? Yeah, I'm going to have, no, I'm going to, it's a one, listen to me. Listen to me. I'm going to come up, you're going to come up here, I'm going to smack you around. I told you it's a one-on-one show. That's it. Yes. George had a question up here. George, my friend from the Daily News.
Or E, as you want to say it.
E? Yes.
Was there a stumbling block? Did you want your sidekicks along with you? And
no, E approached me about doing a one-on-one interview show. And quite frankly, Robin and the crew, we do a lot of things together. We've got a videotape that's out right now. We have the radio show. There have been television projects together, but they approached me on doing a one-on-one thing. And occasionally Robin goes off and does some stuff for VH1 or for various other channels. Fred does things on his own. Jackie has nightclubs. And I decided that this seemed like an interesting opportunity, and I would try a one-on-one interview program.
And can you tell us about the budget and how long your contract is for? Do you have 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, whatever it is?
Lee, what am I supposed to say about this? It's a one-year contract. We have a one-year commitment to do these shows. Right there's a question behind. Where are you from?
The Hollywood Reporter.
Hollywood
out of New
Reporter,
York.
very important magazine.
First guest. Who will your first guest be?
Who will be my first guest? I am not going to reveal who my first guest is. I am not going to say that right now. I want to leave something for a big surprise. But I'm thinking about you.
George Bush.
George Bush will be my first guest. Now, we don't know who the first guest is yet. We've been doing a lot of bookings and a lot of talking about who's going to be first.
Jane Hall from the LA Times.
Yeah.
This is going to be a toughie, but how do you compare audiences in LA to audiences in New York?
There's no difference between the audiences in LA and New York. I think the whole country wants to laugh. I think the whole country wants to have a good time. I think that they enjoy provocative radio, television, all kinds of media. I think they want to have fun. And I don't see any difference anywhere in the country. When I went into LA, they said, well, the people in LA are different than the people in New York. And then they said the people in Philadelphia would be different than the people in New York. And it turns out people aren't different. There's a lot of people who enjoy this kind of entertainment. They like to have fun. They sort of like the locker room quality of the program. And that's the fun of the E! channel. I mean, we're going to go on and have a good time. We hope that a lot of people will watch. We think they will because, quite frankly, they've always enjoyed everything we've done on the radio and in television, and there's no reason why this won't be a lot of fun, too. To go one-on-one and do the interviews, many people have said on our radio show the best part of the show is when we have a guest in and when we do interviews. So I think this is taking one of the best elements of the program. And the news as well. Yeah.
Is it going to be live?
No, the shows will be taped.
Taped in, with
Taped in New York and Los Angeles. We're going to do them in both places. No, no audience. Just one-on-one. That's it. No holds barred. Just have fun with it. That's it.
Could you tell us why you hold a pistol permit, and will that scare away any guest in the future?
I hold one because New York is a mess. It is absolutely a mess of a city. So I walk around. I have a cannon strapped to me right now. I've got several maniac disc jockeys in the room, and I need to protect myself from them. They're back there right now. Go ahead. Yeah.
A New York-based venue like Comedy Central or MTV or something that would be relatively suitable to the show?
Well, I heard it from a lot of different places, and when E! came to me and they said they want to do a one-on-one interview program, I said, that makes total sense. I think that'll be a lot of fun. You know, when I go on the Jay Leno show, or I go on the David Letterman show, or even the Joan Rivers program, a lot of people enjoy seeing me in a one-on-one situation with various celebrities. And I said, well, I kind of looked at it like that. I said, well, if you like the Leno show, when I go one-on-one with him or something like that, I think that this program will be really exciting. And I look forward to that. What is the set going to look like? Fran, what's the set going to look like? Why don't you describe it? Here's Fran.
It's beautiful. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a banquet, almost like a restaurant-type banquet.
I insisted on a banquet.
Yeah.
I must have a banquet.
He demanded it.
Absolutely.
It's going to be beautiful. Kind of dark, pin lit for the set designers out there. Very, very nice.
It'll be very tasteful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. Update on the movie. I've been having discussions with writers, and we are sitting down and getting very serious at this point. We think we're settling on a couple of different writers, and we're going to start working on it very soon. Yep.
Can you just give us some people that you'd like to interview?
Well, I always, you know, I sort of like interviewing everyone. One of my best interviews was years ago at NBC when I had Robert Goulet on the program. And Robert Goulet came in, and we started, I used to watch Merv Griffin, and Robert Goulet used to punch Merv Griffin all the time. And we started talking about punching and stuff, and it got kind of interesting, and then we had him sing a song parody, and he was great. But at the same point, when you get somebody who's really big, that's a lot of fun, too. There's a certain excitement in the room. So, I mean, any facet of the sports world, even.
Three of your favorite people who you'd like to meet.
A couple of favorite people who I'd like to meet.
You know, in this interview.
Seeing as how I'm my favorite person, that's going to be a tough one. Well, you know, you could just name just about anybody. No, you know, Cher would be good. Thank you, George. George is booking the show. I don't know. I'm just interested in everyone. I'd like to interview Letterman and Jay Leno and all these different people.
Realistically speaking, you most likely could get Leno and you could get Letterman, but it's unlikely when you've been attacking them on the airwaves that you're going to have certain people come on the show.
Well, Jill, you just asked me my dream list. I didn't say I'm going to get these people on the air.
Well, who do you think you are going to get? Now, I know, Howard, that you are such a detailed type of guy that you have not held this press conference without an idea of who's going to be some of your guests. So,
I am looking forward to whoever they book for this show. I believe this show will attract many interesting, big celebrities. I think that it will be a lot of fun for them. They know when they come on the show they're going to be highlighted in a certain fashion. They're going to have a lot of fun. It's not going to be your typical boring interview. You know, I got to tell you something. Every guest I've ever had on my radio program says to me afterwards, man, we just sold tons of product. When we have tickets to sell to a concert, when we have to get ratings on a TV show, they come to me in sweeps week and they get a boost. And that's what guests are after. If a guy comes on the show and he has a new book out, or he has a new film out, or he has some kind of album out, he's going to want to come on this show because we move product and we move people to buy. That's what it's all about. The boring interviews, they're not moved by it anymore.
All right, I gave you your turn. I'll give you mine.
All right, all right.
I got Maury Povich, Charlie Rose. I did Oprah shows in the early years. Will you have the guts to let me tell you what the host is like? because my tapes are now at the Museum of Broadcasting. I saved everything since 1940.
Do you know about
Steve
asking? You got to
Allen.
ask a question. It's a press conference. You
Why
can't
not?
filibuster. This is
I'm
not the
82.
Senate.
It's my last.
She's filibustering.
Look, I'm 82. Give me a break.
82.
Will you have the
God bless
courage
you.
to let me tell you what the host is like?
You know, at 82, I got to commend this woman. At 82, most people are at their doctor's office for Medicare. They find out they get free medical stuff, and they go and they visit the doctor every day because they hear it's free and they go. But you got to be commended. You at least come to press conferences.
The streets of New York for you. You talk about it, I do it.
I got to commend you. You're making this press conference exciting.
You bet I am.
This is great. All right, another question.
You say Dennis Miller was only getting a 1 rating, but I mean, what kind of rating do you expect to get on E? They don't.
I expect a 0.6. Who knows? I can't pick up the E. I can't pick up this E. I can't even get it at my house. I'm having them install a satellite dish so I can see myself. No, we're working on that. You know, a lot of the stations have to pick up E. It's very important. All my fans are going to want to watch E now, and that's the most important thing. I don't know what kind of rating we'll get. I think we're going to bring excitement to the E channel. I think the E channel has an interesting mix of programming. I love their behind the scenes. I love when they go behind the scenes on all these various film sets and stuff. So I kind of like it. I think it's neat, and I think it's a cool idea to do a one-on-one show. And by the way, TV Guide, I made Mr. Blackwell's worst dressed list. You go back and tell him that I am wearing a Henry Duarte suit. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. I'm a well-dressed man. Thank you. Cashmere. We got one more?
I'd like to...
I'm sorry, what? I think what is interesting about what I do, if I can be analytical here, I think we have very real conversation. And that's what's missing in a lot of these interview programs. I think Whoopi Goldberg is an excellent actress, but part of the problem is when she does an interview show, it looks like somebody wrote some questions down on a card and she's answering these questions. You know, she's asking these questions and she asks them and she's sitting on the couch, and I almost get the feeling from a lot of the talk shows that it's just sort of run-of-the-mill, let's not have any real conversation. I think the show will be provocative in the sense that it will be a dose of reality. It will be a guy asking questions, things that are interesting to most of the audience. That's what I think.
I'm asking this honestly, that when you're put down or you're not quick-witted enough to have a response, or you feel like an idiot or a fool?
Whenever I feel like an idiot or a fool, I just tell the audience I feel like an idiot or a fool. Quite frankly, right now, I feel like an idiot and a fool. I'm very honest about what I'm thinking. I think the secret to the success of the show has been that I've always just opened my mouth and blurted it out, even at the point of being embarrassed, even at the point of not being politically correct. I just say whatever's on my mind. I'm not that calculated.
Time Warner, I think, owns half of E, and Time Warner is known for its synergy. And here you are at your press conference in the Plaza Hotel, and
right.
Donald Trump is here. Am I going to be bumped from your first show, and might Donald perhaps be your first guest?
Well, I've already talked to Donald Trump about being a guest on the show, and Donald said, F you. No, he said to me, Donald, what about appearing on the show? Is there any chance of you appearing on the show? Would you address the crowd? Your Holiness?
Jill, what do I do, Jill? I have a lot of respect for Howard, and I will tell you, I've been on his radio show, and we think of Howard as a funny guy and a comedian, but when you finish an interview with Howard, you say to yourself, boy, that was a hell of a good interview. A legitimate, beautiful, great interview. And the guy's a pro, and I would do his show if he wanted me to do it. I think I wouldn't want to be first. I'd want to watch a couple of his shows first. But
see, that's the problem.
He's a fantastic guy, and I think his show's going to do great.
And by the way, I'm anti-Ivana. Can't hurt to say that. She got her $10 million, she should shut up already. What's she going to pound this man for the rest of his life? I don't understand that. He gave her $10 million, so go on and live your life. Why is he bothering, why is she bothering him? She's going to build the whole rest of her life around him? Thank you, Donald. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
In your show, because the callers that you get on are usually
they're idiots.
Nuts, completely.
The callers are idiots. Right. The people who listen to my show sometimes you think are stupid. I don't know. I got to get somebody to screen those phone calls. They seem disturbed.
Yeah, but who screens
No, the
it?
people who call in are not representative of the intelligent, wealthy people who listen to my show, who buy lots of products. Well, yes, I'm going to go to somebody's home. Does anybody want me in their home? Uh-oh, here she is with the beret. That friggin' beret, a purple beret, no less. Come up here. Take a bath with me. Come here, I'm gonna squeeze you, you old bag. Come here. Look at you. Look at her. Take it off. There you go. Give me a hug. You ruined my whole press conference. Go ahead. Now be careful walking down there. Okay? Oh, I'm going to get you.
Better than I thought when I walked in here. And you're smarter than I thought.
Really?
Yes. Your jacket does look like a maternity jacket. I could dress you better.
You could dress me better. I want to get an outfit like yours.
Bubbly, come and see me, and I'll teach you to be more of a mensch.
And I want to tell you something. You see this guy, Lee Masters? He's never going to invite you to another press conference.
Like
ever. He's going to make sure you never...
I make most of them. When Marla stood there and she turned around and showed me her cheeks,
Lee, are you responsible for this nonsense? Are you responsible for this woman being at the press conference?
Mom.
Marla stood there.
Bye, everybody. Thanks. Okay.
That wraps up a very candid question and answer session with radio personality Howard Stern, who just announced he will return to television with the Howard Stern Interview, a weekly interview program here on E! Entertainment Television. Stern's program debuts on E! in November. This follows the recent announcement E! will air the classic Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour programs, originally aired in the late 60s. The programs will include new introductions by Tom and Dick Smothers, who will put the programs into historical perspective. The Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour debuts in January. Keep it tuned to E! for more exciting programming announcements, as well as E!'s in-depth awards coverage, beginning with live Cable Ace nominations coverage on November 17th. Thank you for watching. I'm Dagny Hultgreen. For the latest in entertainment news and information, just say E!
This has been an E! Entertainment Television special report. We now return you to E!'s regularly scheduled programming.